Hello, today we're going to be talking about how to write an insert at kth method in C++ for a doubly linked list. Now, if you already have your doubly linked list class, this is a good method for if you're trying to insert something that it's in the middle of the list, not in the front or at the end. Front, you're going to use add at front, which will attach node to the front. Push, will use it at the end. But if you're trying to figure out how to get a node somewhere in the middle, this is the method you're going to want to use. It's a very useful method and not that long to write. So, to begin, I've already written the function declaration. As you can see, it returns void, and it takes two parameters, k and x. K is going to be the position in which we're inserting it, and x is the data that's going to be put into the node. So the first step, of course, is to make our new node. So snode n equals new snode, and then we put the data x. Now, the next thing we're going to do is make two temporary nodes. One temporary node, temp prev, which will store the node that will come before the new node. So temp prev, and we're going to set that to first initially. And then the next node, snode temp next, will be the node that comes after the new node. However, with this, we're not going to set it to anything yet because we're not exactly sure what comes next. Next up, we need to iterate to find the new node, where we're going to insert the new node. So, like all iterations, we're going to start with a for loop for int I equals 0, and then we're actually going to do I less than k minus 1. The reason being that when we get to k minus 1, we're attaching the new node to the end of k minus 1, putting the new node in the kth position, and then I plus plus, of course. And then temp prev is equal to temp prev next. And what this will do is, once this for loop is done, it will get us exactly to the kth minus 1 node. All right, so the next thing we want to do is set our temp next. So temp next is equal to temp prev next. Now that we have that set, we're going to go through the steps of actually inserting the node. So I like to go in order. So first we're going to do temp prev next is equal to n. So now we've set the temp prev is now pointing to n. Now we need n prev to point back to temp prev. Now the next step is to make n next point to temp next. And then the final step, temp next prev needs to point to n. So now we've inserted the new node and changed everything around. So now it's in place. Now the final step is to increase the size variable of our linked list. So now it is done. We now have a method. It's a short method, as you can see, that will insert a new node into the kth position. And like I said, it's very useful, and this is in C++. Obviously, you can take the same semantics and change your syntax around any language, such as like Java or if you're using structs, C. But there we go. I hope this is helpful.